Hey guys, welcome to Tyson's Fitness Tips Podcast. If you want to lose weight, increase your energy, improve your health and fitness, and look your best, then you have come to the right place. My name is Tyson Brown. I'm a personal trainer, and my job is to help you transform your body by sharing with you the most up-to-date information on health and fitness. I'm going to distill it all down for you into bite-sized actionable steps that you can take immediately to see results quickly. Now, every Tuesday and Thursday, you can expect a brand new episode, which will be a mixture of interviews with top experts from around the world in the fitness space, and as well as solo episodes from myself, sharing with you exactly what action steps you need to take to transform your health, your body, and your life. So, let's get into the show. Guess what we're going to be talking about today? How to create a kick-ass workout program for yourself. Now, when it comes to creating a kick-ass workout program for my clients, there's always a couple of things I like to go through in my head first before I actually start building it. And this is going to be the same thing you can do when you first start to do it for yourself, right? So, step one is looking at what is your reality at the moment. For you and your, what you want to achieve, you've actually got to think about in the moment, what is your reality? So, sprains and pains. What injuries have you had in the past? What exercises upset you? What injuries have you occurred lately? Is there a reoccurring nagging thing? Is there an exercise that causes a pain or just doesn't feel right? Knowing these things first is going to determine what exercises you can and can't do straight off the bat. If you've got a shoulder injury, or you've got a rotator cuff injury, you just can't overhead press, then that's going to be out straight away. So think about, first of all, what are your sprains and pains, and what can you do, can't you do? Don't force anything you can't do. Once you go over your sprains and pains, then you've got how much time have you realistically got to work out? Is it half an hour? Is it an hour? Is it 45 minutes? Whatever it is, you've actually got to realistically know that the amount of workout you're going to be, the amount of time you have in the gym is going to determine how many exercises you can or can't do. Then it's also, how many days can you actually train? And this is realistically, not, I would like to be able to train 5 or 6 days. This is how many days can you actually realistically train in the gym during the week. Like, if you can't make it on a Wednesday because you've got something on, then don't say, oh, maybe I could make a Wednesday. Just be realistic. If you can only train 3 days, then you can only train 3 days. Because remember, you're creating this for yourself. There's no point trying to over commit to something that you can't even do. Then we've also got goals. So goals are last for me because you've got to assess these things first, right? Like, yeah, okay, you can train 3 days a week, that's fine. But if his goals are I've got to know what his pains are, how much time he's got, how many days he can train before I actually think of his goals. And then you think about your goals. Is it fat loss? Is it muscle gain? Because at the end of the day, goals, when it comes to workout programs, aren't going to change a lot for people. There's going to be a few different variations, but these are going to be the most important things first. So basically, sprains and pains, how much time you've got, how many days you can train, what your goals are. You go through that, that's going to be the first starting point. Now, okay, so here we have got Fit Frank. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this little thing itself. So, what's his reality? Pains and sprains. Currently, he has got none, and he's got no recurrent injuries that are going to stop him from doing any exercise in the gym. Fucking awesome. How much time has he got? He's got 45 minutes a day each time he goes to train. How many days can he realistically train? Realistically, 3. Occasionally, he might get in a 4th day, but I'm not going to factor that in for a workout routine. And his goal is fat loss. Frank wants to lose about 10 kilos, 22 pounds, okay? So now that I know that, next comes the exercise selection. So step 2 is creating the workout program. Now that we know how many days Frank has to work out, which is 3 days, we're going to focus on weight training for those 3 days. Why weight training? Because weight training should always be first. And that's simply because you're going to build lean muscle, which means you're going to burn more calories in the long run. You're going to increase your metabolism, and you're going to use resistance training, which is going to be the most beneficial thing for you too, right? So weight training always comes first. Now, with the optional day, he said he might be able to work out a 4th day, so that optional day is going to be cardio. But we always focus on the weight training first because that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. Whether you want to gain lean muscle or whether you want to lose stubborn belly fat, weight should be first because you can actually lose fat more from diet than the actual workout, right? So always weights 3 days a week first with an optional cardio 4th day. Let's say he had 6 days to work out. Well, if it was 6 days, it would still be 3 to 4 days of weight training. Then the other days are going to be cardio, okay? So you don't need more than 3 or 4 days in the gym like in a week, right? So whether you have 7 days to work out, whether you have 4 days to work out, whatever it is, 3 to 4 days in the gym using weights is all you need, and the rest of the time is going to be cardio. Now remember, you are not a bodybuilder. You do not need to train one body part every single day because you can still make a lot better progress, not on drugs like you won't be, and also hitting your body parts more frequently. So what you're going to be looking at is a full body workout program if you can only hit the weights 3 times a week, right? So for Frank, he can only train with weights 3 times a week. The biggest bang for his buck is going to be hitting those muscle groups 3 times a week because it's going to be the best thing for him, right? So we always think about if you can only train 3 days a week, it's always going to be a full body workout every time you come in. And this means you're training all of your muscle groups in your body because the more consistently you hit it, the stronger you're going to get, the more muscle you're going to build, the more lean muscle you're going to build, the increase of metabolism is going to go up because you're using these big exercises that are going to hit all of your bodies. So we want to focus on the compound movements. Now, this is what I've learned over the years from a lot of my mentors, and it comes to 7 movement patterns that humans just use on a normal basis, right? So there's your squats, your hinges, your push, your pull, your lunge, your twist, and your carry, okay? They're going to be the 7 fundamental ones you want to go through. Now, if we're going to do a full body program 3 times a week, we want to use all these patterns in the program, okay? Now, there's a lot of different variations you can use. You know, you've got your squat, you got goblet squat, back squat, front squat, you got hinge, you've got swings, deadlift, Romanian deadlift, you got a lot there, push, you've got overhead press, bench press, dumbbells, barbells, push-ups, pulls, you've got rows, chin-ups, lunges, walking, static, side lunges, twist, Russian twists. One of my clients' favorite exercise is pull-off press. Sam, I'm talking to you. And then you got carries, farmer's carries, overhead. So basically, what you want to do here is if you're doing full body 3 times a week and you go off 7 movement patterns, squat, hinge, push, pull, lunge, twist, carry, and you do that for all 3 workouts, but you can change it up if you want. So let's say on day 1, you do goblet squat. On day 2, you do the back squat. On day 3, you do front squat. Do the same thing for hinge, for push, for pull, and you just research, different variations for these exercises. You can put together a fucking awesome workout that you do 3 times a week that's going to help you stay consistent and get you the best results. And that's basically what I'll do with most of my clients. If it's a 3-day weight training workout routine, I go through, okay, what's a good squat exercise? There's all the variations of a squat. What's the variations of a hinge, push, pull, lunge, twist. And then each time we stay with that for 6 weeks, then I can rotate it through to the next one. Now, do you need to have 3 different workout routines? Absolutely not. You can pick one. Let's say you go into the back squat, right? You want to get good at the back squat. Each time you come in, if you do the back squat 3 days a week, you're going to get strong at the back squat, you're going to build a lot of lean muscle, and you're going to get really, really good results, right? So you don't have to change it up if you don't want to. It's up to you what you want to do. But if you choose one of each of these things and go through the variation, it's a very, very simple, easy way to put through into a workout. I'm just going to show you right now. So let's say you're going to do back squat, Then you're going to do kettlebell swing. Then you're going to do overhead press. And let's say chin-ups. Followed by walking lunges. Twist, let's say Russian twists. And farmer's carries. Cool, so we've designed that, right? Now, remember, what happened is that Fit Frank has only got 45 minutes to work out. So he's got a lot of different exercises to get through here. So, really simple rule. I like to just say, you know what, if he hasn't got a lot of time, we can superset things together so you go back and forth. So you work one muscle group, and then you let that muscle group rest and go and use another one. So we could say here, the back squat can be paired with the overhead press. The kettlebell swing can be paired with the chin-ups. The walking lunges with the Russian twists. Or if you want to do a triple set, walking lunges and the farmer's carries. It's up to you, whatever you want to do, right? So then that means what you can do here is you would do your back squat for, let's say, 10 reps. And then you would go and do your overhead press for 10 reps. Then you would repeat it again. Back squat, overhead press, back squat, overhead press. And you just do it like that. Then you would move on to your next one. So it would be kettlebell swing for, let's say, 15 reps. And chin-ups for, Jesus, that's going to be brutal, 15 reps, right? And that way, when you're alternating, you're going to get more things done in a shorter amount of time. So if you only have 45 minutes, supersetting is going to be your best option. If you've got longer, you don't have to superset. Now, what about rep ranges? What do we do for rep ranges? Honestly, it's not going to worry that much. It's not going to be that much. Choose anywhere with a rep range between 8 to 12. That's it. How many sets? 3 to 4. Easy. More reps. Less sets. Less reps. So let's say you were doing sets of 8, you would do 4 sets. If you're doing sets of 12, do 3 sets. Or do, it's easy as that. And you don't have to do high reps. You don't need high reps, okay? If you're trying to lose fat, you are definitely not going to need high repetitions. I'm telling you that much. So simply, all we've done here, we've chosen one of each exercise. We've decided that we're going to partner them together because you've only got a short amount of time to get through it all. And then let's say that you're going to do 3 sets of 10 reps for each exercise. You're in, you're doing it for 45 minutes, and you get out. And that's really how you can create a kick-ass workout for yourself. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to add in all these things. It's really, really simple. Now, if you're shorter on time, what I'd recommend you do is you can do 3 at a time. So you can do back squat to overhead press to walking lunges. Then repeat, just like that. So it depends on how much time you've got. But honestly, if you set it up like that, it doesn't have to get that much more complicated. It really doesn't. I promise you that. Like all these crazy things that people are giving you, the basics work for a reason. The basics have always worked. If you look at some of the fittest guys who train with weights, they stick with the things like the squats, the deadlifts, the bench press and the overhead press, chin-ups and rows, lunges. Not everyone does lunges or twists. Like these are kind of optional things. But these 4 fundamentals have stood the test of time the whole time. So it's really simple to create a simple workout. Figure out your goals first, the reality. Decide how many days you've got. Then it comes to the workout routine. You choose your 7 patterns. You decide what you want to do. You decide on the rep range, anywhere between 8 to 12. You decide on the sets, anywhere between 3 to 4. Remember, more reps, less sets. Less sets, more reps. It's up to you. And there, you can put together your own workout yourself. Do you want 3 days a week? You do this. It's as simple as that, guys. I hope that was helpful. Make sure you stick with it. Now, you could train for 4 days instead of 3. And they're like, oh, I want to do weights 4 days. Well then, we would look at an upper body and lower body approach. That means, let's say you could train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You would go upper, lower, okay? So that way you're hitting all your muscle groups twice a week. Now, with the upper body program, of course, it's going to be everything from above the abs, let's say, right? Above the belly button. So you've got your push and pulls, which means you've got the bench press, the overhead press, the bent over rows, the chin-ups, all the upper body movements you're going to be able to do, right? Then you've got the lower stuff. So your squat, your hinge, your lunges, what we talked about before. That would be like your barbell squats, your deadlifts, your Romanian deadlifts, your kettlebell swings, walking lunges, static lunges, all those type leg extensions, leg press. They're all going to come under this area here, okay? So if you've got 4 days, you're going to want to split that up into 2 upper body days and then 2 lower body days. And you're going to apply the same principle as before. So if you're short on time, you can superset a push with a pull. So you can superset bench with rows. You can superset chin-ups with overhead press. It's going to be a bit harder when you do your lower body stuff, because man, lower body stuff is fatiguing. But if you're short on time, that's what you want to do. You want to superset, and again, we just do either 4 sets of 8 reps if you're looking to get stronger type of thing, or you could do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, depending on how much time you've got. It's a really, really simple approach. Again, you've got bench press, barbell bench press, incline bench press, dumbbell bench press, decline bench press, bent over rows, upright rows, seated rows, cable rows. You've got a lot of different options out there, so you just want to look up the variables so you can change it around. Or you can stick to the basics. It really doesn't matter. But like I said, let's say you're trying to create it for yourself. You're like, oh, I've got the bench press. Go on Google, bench press variations. Then it will tell you dumbbells, incline, decline. It'll give you a whole bunch of examples to go from there. And you can do the exact same thing. That way you can create your own workout routine. And the exact same thing goes with the lower body stuff. You look up what type of squats are there. You'll learn there's goblet squats, back squats, front squats, Zercher squats, box squats. You're going to have a whole bunch of things to choose from. That way you can constantly change your routine for yourself and you can never get bored of it. Now, when it comes to a routine, you still want to stick to it for about 4 to 6 weeks before jumping on something else, right? So once you put together something, stick to it for at least 4 weeks before you go on to the next thing. Cool? Now, I've got here abs. So abs can go on any day you want to put it on because that doesn't really fall in the upper body, lower body thing. You could do let's say the top of your abs, Russian twist, pull-off press and stuff on this day, and then laying leg raises and things like that on the other day. It doesn't really matter. It depends on what's going to suit you most of all, what's going to be more beneficial for you. Now with the carries, I would suggest doing a carry on an upper body day since you're actually carrying the weight. And then with the, what's the other one I was talking to you guys about before? Twisting, you could do the twisting here, okay? So you could do actually abs on this day if you wanted to and carries on this day. So you're still hitting all those movement patterns. But at the end of the day, it's all what's going to depend on you. So if you have 4 days, you split it up to upper, lower. You choose your exercises. You decide whether you need to superset it or not. Always stick with the compound movements so they use all your body weight, so they use all your muscles more. Then you decide, are you going to do 4 to 8 reps? Are you going to do 10 to 12 reps? Are you going to do 4 sets? Are you going to do 3 sets? It's that simple. You can put together yourself a really kick-ass workout program just by going over these fundamentals, right? So you decide how many days you've got to train with weights. You decide whether it's going to be full body, if it's going to be 3 days, or if it's going to be an upper, lower program. Then you put together the amount of exercise you can do in the time you have, whether it be 45 minutes for an hour. You pick your rep range, and you're as good as gold. Frank's pretty happy with that, I think. Now let's talk about cardio, right? So when it comes to cardio, what's better, HIIT or LISS? And the answer, it doesn't fucking matter. Which one are you going to be able to stick to and which one do you find more enjoyable? Some days I like to do low intensity. Other days I like to do high intensity. And it's your choice at the end of the day. One is not going to burn more fat than the other. I'll tell you what, time-wise, HIIT is more efficient. But if you have more time, LISS is going to help you recover more. So it really depends on you. If you're short on time or you like to smash it hard, then maybe HIIT is a better option for you. But if you just want to walk on the treadmill on an incline and watch some Netflix, maybe LISS is better for you. But it all depends on how much time you've got first of all, right? So time-wise, if you're short on time, just go for the HIIT, okay? If you've got longer time, go for the low intensity if you want, or you can still go for the HIIT, it's just up to you. So when it comes to HIIT training, I want to keep it really, really simple. Number one, you pick a piece of equipment. A cardio bike, an elliptical, a treadmill, who gives a shit? Whatever you like to do. Pick something you can stick to, first of all. Then you either choose 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off, or 30 on, 30 off. That's it. That's really, really simple. Don't get caught up in all these crazy, you got to do this, and then you go fast, and then slow, and then blah, blah, blah. You just choose a really, like the basics work, remember? So 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. You need a longer recovery when you're doing high intensity training because you need to be going all out in that 20 seconds. If you think you can go 40 seconds for as hard as you can and then you go 20 seconds easy, like if you do the opposite of this, there is no chance in hell you can give 40 seconds and then recover in 20 seconds. It's actually been shown that you cannot do that. You may feel like that, but you can't. So choose for the hard as you can for a certain amount of time, a shorter time, and then you recover. Or you do equal, 30-30, right? For low intensity, it's continuous. It's doing something you don't have to change. You don't have to go fast or slow or anything like that. It's just that continuous pace that's going to get the heart rate up a little bit, nothing crazy, but something you can maintain for 40 to 60 minutes. If you're doing something you can only last for 20 minutes, that's not low intensity cardio, right? So you've got your low intensity or you've got your high intensity. You do your 30 on, 30 off. You do your 20, 40. Then you repeat this for as many times as you can. So if you've got 10 minutes, you fucking smash it for 10 minutes. If you've got 15 or 20 minutes, then you fucking smash it for that whole time, and you will feel like high intensity, like, I don't want to go back to high intensity. But the low intensity, you just go, all right, I've got an hour, I'm just going to power on, and I'm just going to keep going and going and going. And that's basically how you cover cardio. So cardio, whatever other days you don't have from the 3 or 4 days of weight training, that is going to be the best bang for your buck. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. Now, I've got a special gift for you. If you want to learn how I managed to lose 10 kilos and keep it off, then I've got the perfect treat for you. I've got a free intermittent fasting cheat sheet that I share on my website that shows you exactly how to diet effortlessly with intermittent fasting and fit it into your busy lifestyle. And more importantly, this is the exact guide that I follow every single day that allowed me to lose 10 kilos of body fat and keep it off 4 years later. So head on over to www.tysonbrown.com.au and pick up your free cheat sheet today and learn how to fit intermittent fasting into your life and diet effortlessly. Once again, that's www.tysonbrown.com.au. Opt in for the free cheat sheet and I'm going to send it straight to your inbox for free. Until next time, speak to you guys then.